Imagine this. Deep within the powerful Persian Empire, a young woman has to hide who she truly is just to become queen. But then, a top official cooks up a plot for a government-approved genocide against her people. She's left with an impossible choice: stay silent and safe, or risk her own life by confronting the most powerful man in the world to save them. This isn't a movie script, it's the story of Queen Esther, whose incredible courage led to the salvation of her people and the creation of the joyous festival of Purim. Our story kicks off in ancient Persia, a massive, glittering kingdom run by the powerful and famously impulsive King Xerxes, also known as Ahasuerus. After his first wife, Queen Vashti, publicly defies him at a huge party, he banishes her. So, what's a king to do? Naturally, he launches a kingdom-wide beauty pageant to find a replacement. Among the young women brought to the palace is a Jewish orphan named Hadassah, who we now know as Esther. She was raised by her wise cousin Mordecai.
Don't tell anyone you're Jewish.
He gave her one critical piece of advice. Don't tell anyone you're Jewish. It was a dangerous secret to keep. When Esther finally came before King Xerxes, he was completely captivated. He chose her over everyone else, placed the royal crown on her head, and just like that, Esther, the girl with a hidden identity, became the new queen of Persia. While Esther was adjusting to palace life, Mordecai was still looking out for her, often sitting near the king's gate. It's a good thing he was, because one day he overheard a plot to assassinate the king. He got word to Esther, who told the king, and the king's life was saved. The good deed was noted in the royal records, but then pretty much forgotten. Soon after, the king promotes this wicked and arrogant man named Haman, making him the second most powerful person in the empire. The king ordered everyone to bow down to Haman, but Mordecai wouldn't do it. As a Jew, he would only bow to God. When Haman saw Mordecai's defiance, he was filled with an all-consuming rage. Learning Mordecai was a Jew, Haman's hatred exploded. Why stop at just one man? He decided he would wipe out every single Jew in the entire kingdom. He went to the king with a twisted story, saying the Jews were a rebellious people who didn't follow the king's laws and were a threat. In a moment of incredible foolishness, the king just handed over his signet ring, giving Haman the power to do whatever he wanted. A decree was sealed and sent out across the land. On a specific day, the 13th of Adar, every Jewish person, man, woman, and child, was to be utterly destroyed. When Mordecai heard the news, he was devastated, tearing his clothes and mourning publicly. He knew there was only one person who could possibly help: Esther. He sent a message, begging her to go to the king and plead for their people. But Esther was terrified, and for good reason. There was a strict law. Anyone who approached the king without being summoned would be executed on the spot, unless he chose to spare them by holding out his golden scepter. This wasn't a risk, it was a death sentence. Mordecai's reply was one of the most powerful messages in history. He told her, "Don't for a second think that just because you're in the palace, you'll be the only Jew to escape. If you stay silent now, help will come from somewhere else, but you and your family will be destroyed." And who knows, maybe you were made queen for this very moment, for such a time as this. Those words changed everything. Esther found her courage and made her decision.
Gather all the Jews in the city and fast for me. My attendants and I will do the same. After that, I will go to the king, even though it's against the law. And if I perish, I perish.
She sent a message back to Mordecai. Gather all the Jews in the city and fast for me. My attendants and I will do the same. After that, I will go to the king, even though it's against the law. And if I perish, I perish. After 3 days of fasting and prayer, Esther dressed in her finest royal robes and walked into the king's court. It was the moment of truth. When the king saw her, his heart softened, and he held out his golden scepter. She was safe. For now.
I would like to invite you and Haman to a banquet I have prepared.
When he asked what she wanted, she didn't expose the plot right away. Instead, she played it smart. She simply invited the king and Haman to a private banquet. Haman left feeling on top of the world. But at the banquet, Esther still didn't make her move. She just invited them to another banquet the next day. That night, a little bit of fate, or perhaps divine intervention, kicked in. The king couldn't sleep. He had the royal records read to him. And what story comes up? The one about how Mordecai saved his life from assassins, a man who was never even thanked, let alone rewarded. The next day, at the second banquet, the king again asked Esther what she truly wanted.
I and my people have been sold to be destroyed by this wicked Haman.
Taking a deep breath, she revealed everything. She declared that she and her people had been sold to be destroyed by this wicked Haman. The king was stunned and furious. Haman, realizing his life was over, fell at Esther's feet to beg for mercy. In a perfect twist of irony, the guards seized Haman, and he was hanged on the very gallows he had so proudly built for Mordecai. Now here's the catch. A decree signed by the king couldn't be revoked. But the king gave Esther and Mordecai the power to write a new one. This new decree allowed the Jewish people to defend themselves and fight back against anyone who tried to harm them. So on the very day they were meant to be destroyed, they rose up and were victorious. A day that was supposed to be for sorrow became a day of immense joy. And that, my friends, is how one woman's courage in the face of impossible odds saved an entire nation and gave us the joyous festival of Purim. A reminder that even in our darkest moments, hope and heroism can triumph.
Join me as I dive into the legendary Purim tale told by a wise lion professor. Can I unravel its hidden lessons and share it in an unforgettable way? I'm your host, and I'm excited to share with you this epic story of Esther, a tale of bravery, wisdom, and the power of standing up for what's right. Meet our wise lion professor, a sage and fearless guide who'll walk us through the fascinating story of Esther and its significance during Purim. Esther, a young Jewish woman, lived in a world where her people were threatened by the evil Haman, who had convinced the king to issue a decree to destroy all Jews. Can you imagine facing such a terrifying threat, knowing that your very existence was under attack? It's a daunting reality that Esther and her people had to confront head-on. Esther's story begins with her being chosen to be the new queen, but she kept her Jewish heritage a secret, not knowing how it might affect her position. Little did she know, her unique situation would put her in a pivotal role to save her people. The stakes were high, and Esther had to decide whether to take a stand and risk everything or remain silent and safe. The weight of responsibility rested on Esther's shoulders as she grappled with the decision to approach the king and plead for her people's lives. It wasn't going to be an easy task. After all, no one could just walk into the king's presence uninvited. But Esther's courage was about to shine through in a way that would change the course of history. With the help of her cousin Mordecai and her advisor Hathach, Esther came up with a plan to save her people. As Esther prepared to face the king, she asked her people to fast for 3 days, seeking divine guidance and protection. This act of unity and faith was crucial, as it strengthened Esther's resolve and prepared her for the challenges ahead. With a deep breath, Esther took a bold step forward, putting her trust in a higher power to guide her. Esther's transformation from a timid queen to a courageous leader is a testament to her inner strength and resilience. As she stood before the king, she found the courage to reveal her true identity and plead for her people's lives. This pivotal moment marked a turning point in the story, as Esther's bravery and wit ultimately led to the downfall of Haman and the salvation of her people. The joy of Purim is a celebration of Esther's bravery and the triumph of good over evil. It's a time to rejoice, to share stories, and to come together with loved ones. As we reflect on Esther's journey, we're reminded that bravery comes in many forms and that standing up for what's right, even in the face of adversity, is a powerful act of courage. The story of Esther teaches us valuable lessons about courage, identity, and the power of standing up against injustice. Her bravery continues to inspire us to this day, reminding us that we all have the capacity to make a difference. If you've been inspired by Esther's story, share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to check out another video that explores more inspiring tales, and join me next time as we dive into more legendary stories.
Book for Kids, Volume 2, available August 15, 2025 on Amazon. The Bible Lions Coloring Book for Children. Color 30 fun designs of inspirational verses and Christian artwork. A beautiful children's coloring book designed to fill your child's mind with the positive words of God's love. The Bible Lions Coloring Book for Kids was designed to be a fun, yet effective way to help children calm their tension. Hand-lettered quotes and adorable hand-designed illustrations will inspire your child as they reflect on God's promises.